Dr. Kaufman?
So I did have a different question, but I now have a devil's advocate question. Why are you so sure there's monopoly rent here? In that relating it to marginal cost is irrelevant because there's a scarcity cost here. So hoteling tells us, it's marginal cost plus scarcity rent. And if we really don't know how much oil's in the ground and we don't know how demand's changing over time, how do we know that there's really a monopoly rent here in that prior to OPEC coming on the stage, oil prices certainly in real terms did not rise at the real rate of interest. If anything, they fell pretty steadily. And so, show me the numbers to convince me that really there's a monopoly rent here.
Okay, so there are a number of pieces of evidence. First of all, I think there is a large literature on the hoteling theory and the fact that when it comes to natural resources, it basically doesn't work because of technological progress, largely. And that generally the prices of minerals and such decline over time rather than increasing over time as they're depleted. So this is a very large literature, and you can consult it. There's a good old paper in the Energy Journal called something like Hoteling Theory, Autobahn or Cul-de-sac or something like that. It sort of said that forget about that, it doesn't work. The other thing is that the hoteling theory predicts a gradually increasing price at the rate of interest, basically. And that's absolutely nothing like we've seen. Just couldn't be more different. Okay, so there's clearly something else going on. Final piece of evidence is that there are estimates out there, such as the one we just saw, of what is the cost of actually producing oil in the world on a strict basis of finding and lifting costs. And those are much, 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 much lower than these prices that we see. They are down in the range of $10 to $20 a barrel. You then need a global economic model to integrate all those pieces together. And there are, again, studies that have done that, and they come to the same conclusion that the price of oil is down around should be in a competitive market, $10 or $20 to a barrel. I don't know, that's it.
I'm going to offer a different answer.
There's no scarcity rent. There should be no scarcity rent before that.
I'm saying the scarcity rent, well, yes, in fact, there probably shouldn't be any scarcity rent because if you look at the technological progress in the oil industry, it's tremendous. Okay, so the oil, most of all the increase in the world's oil resources has, in the past couple of decades, has come about through so-called reserve growth, which is an umbrella term reflecting a lot of things, but it basically means we didn't find any more fields. We just got more out of the fields, and we now know how to get more out of the fields than we already knew about. That doesn't indicate to me that the costs should be going up.
I'm going to offer a different answer, very different in the sense that, in fact, I think the papers that have found no scarcity rent misread the data. I think there is a scarcity rent, but it's very small, and maybe on the neighborhood of $2 or $3 a barrel. I would say that there are a number of papers that have shown that, in fact, either OPEC or subparts of OPEC do restrict output and behave like a monopolist, starting with Jim Griffin's paper a number of years ago, and Anas Al-Hajj's paper more recently showing that Saudi Arabia was behaved as some degree of monopolist. So I think there's evidence of monopoly power, and I don't think you have to address the question of resource scarcity to reach that conclusion.